game number 7. Dublin High against Weston Ranch. And Weston Ranch will play a little short-handed tonight as their best player, Gavin Wilburn, who was an all-state junior, was ejected from their opening game against Doherty Valley. So a little early adversity for the Cougars. And then you got the Dublin Gales, who had another great season last year under the guidance of Tom Costello in his 14th season. And we're going to have a nice matchup here in game number 7. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Ben Ross.
As we're seeing the starting lineups announced for each team, should be another good matchup, as you said. Yeah, tough break. Not getting to see Gavin Wilburn, talented 6'4" senior guard for the Cougars of Weston Ranch, but still I think should be an entertaining game with, some talented players. You look at Devin Jackson and Anthony Roy from the Gales, a couple of guys who could potentially play D1 ball. Senior guards leading Dublin, and then Weston Ranch, they always have a lot of talent coming from Stockton. So I think it could be another competitive game like we just saw.
So last year we did the last game of the season for these teams. Dublin lost to San Joaquin Memorial and Jalen Green, and Ariana dies on with our national anthem. So not only is she a great sideline reporter, a very capable singer with the national anthem, Ariana dies on.
Versatile.
When we're talking about Dublin and Weston Ranch, the thing that these two teams have in common for last year, we broadcast their last game. Dublin lost to San Joaquin Memorial in the opening round of the D1 CIF playoffs. Jalen Green went for 39 points. They lost to Logan in the D1 semifinals. Weston Ranch was 31-2. They lost to De La Salle 48-42 in the opening round of the Open Division, snapped a 30-game winning streak. They are the D3 champs and the defending Valley Oak League champs, coached by Chris Teven, 148-68, his 9th season at Weston Ranch.
And we are set for tip-off in game number 7, the final game of the day here from the 13th annual NorCal Tip-Off Classic. And the first possession belongs to the Cougars of Weston Ranch, moving right to left here in the first quarter, wearing their road uniforms. Spinning shot underneath by Danye Lindsay. That was actually Jordan Johnson, the senior forward. So Johnson with the first basket.
Transfer from San Leandro. Keys to victory for Weston Ranch, and this is according to Chris Teven. Court balance, rebounding, and transitions.
That was a really nice block by Favor Pitts, as the Cougars Getting it done on both ends to start, but out of bounds, and it'll be Dublin's ball. Let's take another look at that rejection here.
Our first Wilsonburger in Game 7. Keys to victory for Dublin. Share the ball, take care of the ball, keep the ball out of the paint, and rebound. And that's from Coach Costello. His 20th season overall, number 14 at Dublin.
So Weston Ranch in the dark jerseys, Dublin wearing their home whites. And it is 2-0 Weston Ranch on top early.
Our officials, Chris Cover, Kevin Conan, and Fred Salgado.
3-ball just off the mark from Jaden Saunders. And here comes Weston Ranch the other way. This is Danye Lindsay. In the post to Johnson. Johnson double dribble. And a turnover for the Cougars.
So the Cougars lost in their opening game of the season to Duarte Valley. Danje Lindsay with 16 was the leading scorer. He's a second-team All-State player as a sophomore.
Three-pointer from Giovanni Gardier. Rims out. They get it back, and Renane going to the basket. He'll get fouled and go to the line.
So Dublin's returning 10 players from their 2018-2019 squad that finished 25-6. And they're going to be challenged in the preseason, according to Coach Costello, playing Weston Ranch today, and then the Gridley Invitational, and the Damien Classic Platinum Division, and the Modesto Christian. They'll play Modesto Christian, the MLK Showcase at St. Mary's, in addition to be the tough East Bay Athletic League schedule, so the Gales will be battle-tested early on.
1 of 2 free throws for Renane. And it's a 2-1 Weston Ranch lead, 6:20 to go in the opening quarter. Favor Pitts tries to stay out of the trap. 10 on the shot clock as they work it over to Coylton. Coylton trying to create for himself, and he does, but he can't quite finish. Did everything but put it in. And a quick timeout taken by Dublin as they recover the loose ball.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today. Finding athletic college scholarship.
All right, 6:01 to play in the first quarter. 2-1 Weston Ranch over Dublin, the 7th and final game of the 13th annual NorCal Tip-Off Classic, being hosted here at Newark Memorial High School. Dublin in possession, and a nice take by Jaden Saunders to give the Gales a 1-point lead.
Averaged nearly 9 points a game for Coach Costello last year, and is very capable of putting the ball on the floor and attacking the basket.
Reverse layup off the mark, offensive rebound. And Lindsay put it back. Nope, that was Johnson again. I got fooled. And it's 4-3 Weston Ranch.
So Johnson spending a lot of time around the basket, gets the putback. Game number 7 from the NorCal Tip-Off Classic, and we've enjoyed the games and want to thank all of the coaches for their support and helping us prepare.
And before the inbounds pass, a foul whistled against Jordan Johnson of the Cougars. That's 3 early team fouls against Weston Ranch. Nice left-handed finish by Jackson. And it's 5-4 Gales.
7 points a game last year, and they're going to need more scoring with him for the Gales.
Devon Jackson and Jaden Saunders, as well as Anthony Roy in the backcourt as a nice little scoop shot. Favor Pitts as we go back and forth in the early going.
6'3" sophomore with the field goal, showing a lot of confidence going to the basket.
That was Anthony Roy drawing the foul, and he'll shoot a pair.
And Coach Teven was not happy with the defense, and he'll make a quick substitution.
So Roy and Jackson for the Gales, numbers 13 and 3 in the white. Senior guards, good talent, D1 potential. As Roy makes both free throws, and it's 7-6 Dublin. We'll see how Weston Ranch is able to overcome the loss of Wilburn today, as they try to even their record at a win and a loss. As you mentioned, Chris, losing their opener to Doherty Valley by the count of 66-55.
Well, as Coach Teven said on Wednesday, I'm excited to face adversity early in the season, as we did not face much of it last year, and I expect us to grow and compete.
I think that's what coaches are looking for early in the year. They just want to get better, and they want to learn about their team, who's willing to compete, who's going to fight through the adversity. And I think we'll see that from the Cougars tonight. That's off the mark from Malik Jackson. Cougars looking to push. Coylton to the basket, but a foul called before the shot. That's just the first team foul on Dublin. Devon Jackson whistled for the foul. Driving right, shot is blocked. And now the little hook in the lane from Johnson comes up short. Here comes Jackson the other way for the Gales. Jackson loses the ball, gets it back.
Did he just snap that to himself on a shotgun?
Well, now it's a held ball.
Impressive.
And the possession arrow will keep it on this end. There it is.
He did.
He absolutely did.
I wasn't seeing things.
He could be a center and a quarterback at the same time. Renane down the lane, and he's blocked. Titus Haley, just 5'7", but great position and great effort on defense. So it'll still be Dublin ball. They lead it by a point. 3.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. And a nice take from Anthony Roy, but they're going to wave the basket off. Offensive foul.
Coylton with the position. You be the judge.
I think what you'll see is, at the next level, of course, they got the circle underneath there, the restricted area, and I think he would have been in it, but it's a charge here, and it remains 7-6. Haley will inbound for the Cougars. Senior point guard. And he'll throw it into the backcourt for Danye Lindsay. Lindsay back to Haley. And his pass gets away, and it's an over and back violation.
Not good spacing on that particular possession for the Cougars. You're down your leading scorer. You need to show better patience and better spacing on the court.
Roy from way downtown, and it's 10-6. Anthony Roy off to a good start for the Gales.
And as we saw many times last year, he's a capable player and a capable scorer when given the opportunity. And he's going to get many more minutes this year than he did last. And he nails the long-range three.
And another turnover for Weston Ranch gives Dublin the ball back. Jackson works it to Renane. Couple of good pump fakes, and he'll go to the line.
He lied twice and got 2 free throws out of it. So good job by him, showing a lot of patience around the basket. Here's one head fake. Here's another. But see how he brings that ball down low? You can head fake and keep it up chest high, and then maybe make that an and one versus 2 free throws.
First free throw is good for the 6'6 senior. And it'll be 1 of 2 for Renane. Dublin up 5. Coylton's pass a little too high, and now here comes Dublin in transition. Hesitation move. And we'll have a timeout taken by Chris Teven. He wants to clean things up for his Weston Ranch Cougars. Dublin leads 11-6.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost. Practice timing created by coaches for coaches. PracticeTiming.com. So Coach Teven didn't like what he's seeing, calls a timeout, and we'll see how his Cougars react.
A little full court pressure here from Dublin, but Haley will break it and take it all the way for 2. That's a good start. 11-8 Dublin with 2 minutes to play first quarter. Nice pass from Elijah Alonzo. And we'll have a foul called on the floor. Don't know how he fit that in there to Nick Costello. Good cut, good pass. Renane works it inside. Good ball movement to Costello. His 3 is too strong. And here comes Lindsay. Cougars have struggled a bit in the first quarter on the offensive end. Still only trail by 3. And now Coylton running the show. Pick and pop. Rims out.
Only 2 guys touched the ball in that possession, and you'd like to see better spacing and sharing of the basketball.
Here's another deep 3 from Roy. And Roy with the hot hand early makes it 14-8. So Anthony Roy is showing off his range. And it's a 6-point lead for the Gales. Johnson can't quite get into the paint. Now Lindsay tries his luck, and a foul. That will be the 3rd team foul against Dublin. Already 6 team fouls against Weston Ranch. .45 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 3 ball on the way, bounces up over the glass, and it'll be Dublin's ball.
Not a rebound for Dublin, but they blocked out to get the rebound, and some of the small things you like to see teams do early in the season, that'll get you great opportunities later on, simply just blocking out.
There's a turnover. And down the lane comes Jordan Johnson. Offensive foul. The charge taken by Jalen Pierce.
He was set like a day ago there.
Yep, he got early position, took the charge. Easier said than done when you got the 6'5" Johnson coming right at you, but showed good courage and stood in there and took it. Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Dublin with the ball and a 6-point lead. Costello loses his balance for a moment. His pass is deflected away. Roy with 5 on the clock. Now a 3 from Alonzo, in and out. And that will end the first quarter with Dublin on top of Weston Ranch, 14-8.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
You thought I was playing? Huh.
Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in Contra Costa, Solano, or Napa County? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at 707-427-2800. 707-427-2800. Vincent R. Maher at the Maher Law Group, a professional corporation.
Stand out from the rest. You want custom uniforms like the ones that Weston Ranch is wearing tonight? Contact straightsports.com.
Quarter number 2 underway from Newark Memorial. Say that again. Newark Memorial High School. It's late, although I don't have an excuse. Only my second game of the day. It's your 7th, Chris. The final game of the 13th annual NorCal Tip-Off Classic.
Hashtag not digging ditches.
And it's a 6-point lead for Dublin in possession of the ball. Roy gets good position underneath. Can't finish, but he will go to the free throw line.
I love what Dublin does to start the quarter. Let's have a great possession. Passing, cutting, spacing, and you get into Roy, and he draws the foul, and he'll get a couple of free throws.
So a good start to this game for Anthony Roy. Hit a couple of threes in that first quarter. Hits the first free throw here.
And so you got quality coaches here. These are quality programs. Are the players listening in timeouts? Are they listening in between quarters? And the Gales were all tuned in to Coach Costello and staff in between quarters, and they get a couple of points to build their lead.
So the biggest lead of the game now for Dublin, up 16-8. And it's been a struggle on this end for Weston Ranch, just 8 points. Now about 9 minutes into the game, and there's another turnover.
And a lazy pass by Weston Ranch, and it's a turnover the other way. Got to make a better pass to your teammate. You pass it out there. We like to say these are dripping with gravy because they're very delectable to intercept and take the other way. And Saunders at the free throw line. Now, remember when he first started playing varsity? You know, now he's got a little mustache. You just had this baby face. Now he's looking all old. And you do these games year after year. You see some of the
See
growth
these kids
with these
grow
kids
up before our eyes.
Yep, most certainly.
Saunders hit the free throws, couldn't hit the three. It's a 10-point lead and a nice take right down the lane for Janye Lindsay. Back comes Saunders. Good cut and a better feed. The finish by Nick Costello and a great pass from Alonso.
And I love about Nick, he just doesn't play basketball. Plays football, plays baseball, multi-sport guy.
That's an athlete. Doesn't matter what sport.
What's the season? And I will play. And he's working all year long. No days off for number 25.
20-10, Dublin with the early lead on Weston Ranch. And another near turnover and a held ball. And who else but Nick Costello down on the floor. It'll be Dublin's ball on the possession arrow.
And you look at some of the body language of Weston Ranch. A lot of heads down, shoulders shrugging. And then on the other side, the white jerseys are running all over the court, playing with a lot of energy. And energy and hustle doesn't take any ability.
And it's contagious.
Most certainly.
You see one guy going to the floor, you're going to want to live up to that for your teammate.
And just the other way, you see a teammate not being composed, that becomes contagious. So we always talk to players in any sport. You have the power to lead positively or lead negatively.
Cougars trying to stay in the game here. They're only down 10. 6:15 to go in this second quarter. We'll see if they can find somewhere to generate some offense. And a nice move by Coylton. He'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
And you remember in the Midi game, we were kind of at this point. Midi started building the lead, and we were saying, can Campo stay connected? Can Weston Ranch stay connected? And it starts with quality possessions, and Coylton, the junior, will get a couple of free throws.
Can't hit the first. Coylton, 6'2", junior guard for the Cougars. A lot of juniors on this team. Just 3 seniors and 1 freshman. The rest of these Cougars are juniors.
So last year, Lindsay was second team all sophomore, but misses both free throws.
Another good pass inside to Costello. He'll bring it back out. Dublin, a veteran team, all seniors and juniors. And Jackson gets inside, kicks to Odin for 3. And that is well done by the Gales.
And that was a great possession, not because they hit the 3. I love everybody touching the basketball. Constant movement, keeping that defense off balance.
A 13-point lead for the Gales. And the Cougars try to answer, but a traveling violation. And the run continues for Dublin. They led it 14-8 after 1. They've outscored the Cougars 9-2 here in the second. And they have a chance to really blow this thing wide open. That 3 off the mark. Let's see if the Cougars can do it in transition, but instead they turn it over. And now Jaden Saunders kicks it out to Gardier for 3. And it's a 16-point lead.
You love the spacing on the transition basket by the Gales. Share the ball, take care of the ball. Mission accomplished so far for Coach Costello and his Gales.
Pitts couldn't get the roll. And a foul going against Weston Ranch on the rebound.
A lot of time left in this game, but if you don't stay connected, this thing could get ugly real fast.
That's already 10 team fouls for the Cougars, so it'll be free throws. coming for Caleb Oden.
So Coach Teven is excited about facing the adversity. His team needs to start being excited about that. Regardless of the score, keep playing. Positive things will happen. You've got almost nearly 3 quarters left in the game. You've got a capable team. Keep playing the game.
1 of 2 at the free throw line for Oden. And it's 27-10. A 13-2 run to start this second quarter for Dublin. Favor Pitts. Works it to Coylton. Deep three is short. And rebounded by Malik Jackson. Ball poked out of bounds. It'll stay with Dublin.
That last possession, everybody in the dark jerseys on offense is standing in place. Move, move, move. It doesn't take any ability to move without the basketball. There's an example.
Speaking of which, right on cue, great cut by Jackson, who gets fouled going up for the jam.
So not anybody, but a lot, score with the ball in your hand. But the best players play great without the ball in their hand and cutting and making it tough on the defense.
Malik Jackson, the 6'4" senior, hits his first free throw. And 2 for 2. 29-10. Gales have opened up a 19-point lead. Cougars need a basket in a bad way right now. Coylton being guarded by Jackson.
Not a lot of action going on with the Cougars offensively.
Lindsay gets inside, slips, and whistled for traveling. So you're right, Chris. Not a ton of movement, a lot of stagnated play, and it has not resulted in much production offensively. That was a nice defensive play by Coylton to get the held ball.
But the ball will stay with Dublin, but it all starts on the defensive end. You get a stop, you get a basket, rinse and repeat.
Refs are going to discuss this. I think it should be Weston Ranch ball, and now they are going to change it.
Here's an opportunity for the Cougars. You get the stop defensively. Can you come down and get a quality possession and cut into this deficit? Again, a lot of time left.
This is a big 3:45. Can the Cougars cut into this lead before halftime and get themselves within striking distance? They've gone very cold at the offensive end, and another turnover.
A lot of one-on-one basketball, and that's not going to help you at all.
Free throw line jumper is blocked by Coylton, and he draws the foul against Jaden Saunders.
Frustration foul. Saunders gets a shot block, and instead of just hustling back on defense, you try to get the ball back, and you're going to be called every single time.
That's the 6th team foul against Dublin. And so the Cougars go back to work. Coylton, again, one-on-one, spin move inside. Can't finish. Nice tip. Is put home. That was Cody Weary.
Just a freshman. Maybe it takes your freshman to bring some energy, and others will feed off it. If you're Coach Teven, you'll take anybody to show energy.
And the jump shot is off, rebounded by Weary.
Another stop for the Cougars.
Haley into the front court, and another travel.
The Cougars didn't even get an opportunity really to set up their offense.
And let's give Dublin some credit, too. They're playing excellent defense, and really transition defense has been on point as well. The Cougars have tried to get out and run a little bit, but unable to really get much going.
And look at the ball movement and the players moving without the ball for Dublin. Now, they weren't successful for there, but Coach Teven encouraging his team to run.
And there he goes.
And that's why.
And there's your guy, Cody Weary, the freshman. So 4 quick points for the 6'4" freshman. And it's 29-14, and we'll have a timeout taken here by Weston Ranch.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic presented by Recruiting Boost.
You thought I was playing?
Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in Contra Costa, Solano, or Napa County? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar.
Back underway, a foul drawn by Jaden Saunders. And they're in the double bonus, so it'll be free throws coming to the senior guard for Dublin.
So we'll recap the day here. Moreau Catholic took one on the chin. St. Patrick, St. Vincent won the 93-58 victory. Jalen Scott, our player of the game. Then Bishop O'Dowd beat Modesto Christian 65-49, and Jalen Lewis, the freshman, double-double, 17 and 14 for the Dragons. Grant beat Newark Memorial 58-55. A.J. McGee was the player of the game with 21 points. Reardon beat Jay Sarah 64-59. Bryce Monroe with 33 points, player of the game. Windward beat Clovis West 67-62. Dylan Andrews with 25 points. And then Mitty beat Camp Alindo 60-58. Owen Brown was our player of the game with 20. Back to you, Ben.
All right, nicely done as Coylton gets the putback. So the Cougars a little 6-1 run here to cut the lead to 14. A minute 40 to play in the first half. And nearly a turnover. Nick Costello. Nice pass inside and an even better reception. Elijah Alonzo. Those two have shown good chemistry today. And he lays it in.
Back cut without the ball in his hands, and the coach's son finds him.
Tip up by the Cougars. Couldn't quite get it to go, and saved by Dublin's Malik Jackson. Here's Saunders. Jackson gets to the rim, but he's blocked from behind by Weary. And Cody Weary's been impressive for the Cougars, very active in his minutes tonight. 32-16. Dublin up. Trying to finish this first half strong. Alonzo for three. Rebounded by Weary. Coylton spins into the lane, and he'll draw a foul.
As we mentioned, plenty of time left. Opportunity to score with the clock stopped, and you make a little mini goal. Can we get within 14 or 12 here before the half? And just a continued frustration for the Weston Ranch Cougars.
A few missed free throws, and the lead remains 16. And Coylton misses both. Now Dublin looking to push. Costello kicks it back out for a three, in and out, but good offensive rebound. And Jalen Pierce a chance at a three-point play.
He did that by fundamentally being successful of blocking out. Blocks out, goes
Got
against
inside
it,
position.
and the finish.
Can't complete the old-fashioned three-point play, but another offensive rebound as it's out of bounds off of Weston Ranch. Gales just seem a step faster in this first half, getting to every loose ball. And now an offensive foul as Coylton draws the whistle.
Pretty good acting job. Nevertheless, gets the ball back.
So the Cougars down by 18, 40 seconds to play here in the first half. And the officials want to discuss something before we resume. Now we're good to go.
Stand out from the rest. Straight Sports custom uniforms. Go to straightsports.com for more. Fit Pro Go, the most delicious shake ever. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 35 years.
Titus Haley has the ball stripped away, but a foul whistled against Saunders. And that will send Haley to the line for a 1-and-1. Well, it was only 14-8 after the first quarter, but in this second, Dublin has really achieved some separation as the first free throw cuts the lead back to 17. One out of two for Haley. Shot clock turned off. Let's see if Dublin holds for one or if they take the first good look. Costello to Alonzo. Back out for Meager. 10 seconds left. Back cut, ball off the hands of Alonzo, and a chance for Weston Ranch. Here comes Lindsay to the hoop, lays it in. This shot will count if it goes. It's short, and that will end the first half.
The Cougars kind of fallen off the cliff, but were able to regroup and cut the deficit to 15.
And that is our halftime score. Dublin 35, Weston Ranch 19.
Recruiting boost, athletic college placement service. The NCS TV Summer Basketball Camp. Go to NorCalSportsTV.com/camp to learn more and get your $100 discount off camp tuition. Silicon Valley Sports, SVSportsLLC.com for more information. Practice timing, created by coaches for coaches. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation. Straight Sports, custom uniforms. Go to straightsports.com for more. Fit Pro Go, most delicious shake ever. American Asphalt, taking care of business. You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
Practice timing is created by coaches for coaches. Practice timing helps you create, store, and time your practices. Practices are timed on coaches' phones, in our app with push notifications to remind coaches of transitions with notes and messaging. The user interface is easy to use with a drag and drop feature, copies practices, stores all previous activities and practices. Never use paper or any other expensive, bulky, hard-to-see timers again. Check out practice timing.
Check out practicetiming.com or email us at info@practicetiming.com for further details.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
I was playing? Huh.
Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in Contra Costa, Solano, or Napa County? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at 707-427-2800. 707-427-2800. Vincent R. Maher at the Maher Law Group, a professional corporation.
Family is one of the most important things in this life.
And every family deserves to be happy in a home, just like we are in our home.
A house is just walls, but a home is everything and all the life that's lived in between.
You thought I was playing? Huh.
Practice timing is created by coaches for coaches. Practice timing helps you create, store, and time your practices. Practices are timed on coaches' phones, in our app with push notifications to remind coaches of transitions with notes and messaging. The user interface is easy to use with a drag and drop feature, copies practices, stores all previous activities and practices. Never use paper or any other expensive, bulky, hard-to-see timers again. Check out practice timing.
Check out practicetiming.com or email us at info@practicetiming.com for further details.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
playing? Huh.
Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in Contra Costa, Solano, or Napa County? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at 707-427-2800. 707-427-2800. Vincent R. Maher at the Maher Law Group, a professional corporation.
Dublin leads 34-19 in our finale of the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic. Weston Ranch was trailing by 20. They're able to cut into that deficit a little bit. Can they build off that little bit of momentum at the end of the second quarter?
That's going to be the question. Important opening stretch here in the third as we are underway in the second half, and there's a good start for the Cougars as they force the turnover. Right down the lane, the shot won't fall, and it's an offensive foul whistled against Lindsay.
Jackson on the defensive end sees this play happen before it does and draws the charge.
Great position there by Devon Jackson. So a couple of turnovers, one from each team to start the half, and that'll be another turnover against the Gales. Cougars, at least early on here, have upped the defensive intensity. Now can they get something going on the other end?
The rhythm dribble under the basket, never a good thing.
Jordan Johnson goes to work, kicks out for Lindsay. The three in and out. That would have been big for the Cougars. Instead, here comes Jackson for the Gales. Another turnover. And now here comes Weston Ranch. A foul called, no shot on the floor. And a second team foul, or check that, first team foul in this second half for Dublin.
And before I forget, want to thank these coaches, Chris Steven of Weston Ranch and Tom Costello of Dublin, of helping us prepare for this broadcast. Can't do it without our coaches.
Great work on the offensive glass there from Coylton and Johnson. And it's Johnson who gets the tip in, cut the lead to 13. Nice answer from Jaden Saunders.
Way too easy.
But definitely want to echo those sentiments, Chris, about the coaches. Thanks to all of these coaches for being so helpful and welcoming for us here at NorCal Sports TV.
We call it our Get It Club, and both of these coaches get it. And they get what we do, and we're here to promote the game and promote their teams, and we can't do it without them.
Tell you what, Anthony Roy gets it. He hit the three on the other end, and then coming right back. Let's see what the call is. This should be a chance at a three-point play for Coylton. And it will be.
I believe that's Roy's third three of the game.
By my unofficial count, you are correct.
And I didn't pay Ben to say that.
So the old-fashioned three-point play from Coylton, and it's back to a 15-point game, 39-24, Dublin on top. Here's Roy attacking the rim, and he gets fouled going up.
He's playing with a lot of confidence, and it's showing.
6'4" senior has shown the full arsenal on the offensive ends. We've seen the shooting touch from the outside, the quickness to get to the rim.
I like the stop-and-go action. That is, you don't have to go full speed all the time. Change of speed sometimes can be more effective, and Roy is getting better at doing that.
And the lefty hits both free throws to extend the lead back to 17, 41-24. Cougars have really been unable to mount any extended runs. They've shown a little bit of life here in the beginning of the third quarter. Here's a three from the top of the key, rattled home. And now as Lindsay cuts it to 14. Now can the Cougars get a stop? Jaden inside, and the put back from Malik Jackson.
No one blocked out for the Cougars.
And a foul called, and Tom Costello disagrees over there on the Dublin bench.
3 dark jerseys in the paint, only 1 white jersey, but the white jersey gets the put back. When you have numbers, take advantage. Look for somebody always to block out.
Lindsay thought about going one-on-one. Deep three from Coylton, and that's an ill-advised shot as it's an air ball, and he knows it. He claps his hands, and it'll go the other way. That was Steph Curry range out there. Not that he can't make it, but that early in the shot clock, you want a better look. Inside for Jackson. He couldn't finish. And here come the Cougars in transition. Jordan Johnson lays it in. 43-29. Cougars still within shouting distance. Roy puts up another three and puts it in. That's 4. What a game for Anthony Roy. A lot of contact, no whistle. Offensive rebound for the Cougars, and another one. Cody Weary. And he gets the friendly roll. How about this freshman looking good tonight? And timeout called by Weston Ranch. 46-31, Dublin on top with 4:06 to play in the third quarter.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
You thought I was playing? Huh.
Straight Sports, custom uniforms. Go to straightsports.com for more.
Back at Newark Memorial High School for the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic. And a foul whistled before the inbounds play against Weston Ranch. Dublin leading Weston Ranch 46-31, the 7th and final game of the day. And some nice passing by the Gales to break the trap. Patrick Renane couldn't finish, but he'll go to the line.
Pretty simple basketball. High post entry pass, turn and face. You get a cutter, and you get fouled, and it'll be a couple of free throws.
First one spins out for Renane. So the Gales have been in control pretty much from the outset tonight. They led 14-8 after one, 34-19 at the half, and now 47-31 after the free throw from Renane. Cougars playing with a bit more energy here in the second half, but is it too little too late? 16-point deficit. Still time. Realistically, though, you're going to want to cut this to 9 or 10 by the end of the quarter.
It's some stops and some field goals. It's pretty simple.
And Lindsay tried to get into the paint, but he's whistled for a traveling violation.
And it seems sometimes they're trying to make a 16-point basket instead of just a simple field goal. Keep it simple. Build from there.
So if you're just joining us, Weston Ranch playing without their leading scorer, Gavin Wilburn, senior guard, who was ejected in the last game in their season opener as Costello extends the lead back to 18 for Dublin. So the Cougars in danger of falling to 0-2 after they dropped their opener to Doherty Valley. Offensive rebound from Pitts, and that'll earn the Cougars another possession. Nice drive by Danye Lindsay as he gets to the rim and makes it 49-33.
Nice back cut.
Great pass from Costello and a great cut by Meager. We've seen that all night from the Gales. Some excellent cuts. Back the other way with the reverse layup is Lindsay.
Coach Costello won't like the defense or lack thereof on that particular play.
And now a whistle, and I believe we're heading the other way. Didn't see what they called, but it's a turnover for the Gales. They still lead it by 16 with 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Baseline jump shot off the mark. The tip doesn't go, and we're going to have an over-the-top foul called against Jordan Johnson.
And it's easy to play defense when the other team stands around. Then you just have to protect the basket. Teams, the best teams are in constant motion. And when you don't move, you don't cut, you're not playing good basketball.
Full court press from Weston Ranch. Cougars get it into the front court. Anthony Roy attacking again, and he'll get back to the free throw line.
Playing defense with the hands, and they'll get called every time, and Roy will go to the free throw line. Who will be our recruiting boost player of the game? It might be Brandon Roy.
It might be.
Or Anthony Roy, I'm sorry.
He's playing like Brandon Roy tonight.
A little subliminal message there.
18-point lead for Dublin, and a foul called on the Cougars, or check that on the Gales. That is their fourth team foul. 6 team fouls for Weston Ranch. Three-pointer on the way, just short, out of the hand of Danye Lindsay. And here come the Gales looking to add to their lead. Good interior passing. Ball bounces back to Meager. Shot blocked by Weary. Weary with the outlet. Lindsay gets the friendly roll. And it's back to 16.
You get back into this game by playing good defense.
Roy tried to get it all the way across, but his pass was intercepted. Another transition opportunity, count it, and the foul. And a chance at a three-point play for Danye Lindsay.
A little boost of energy for the Cougars, and you still got a whole quarter to go.
Might not win, but play with more energy and good things will happen.
Free throw no good, so it remains a 14-point lead for Dublin. They led by 15 at the half as Roy puts up a shot that won't fall, and I think he picks up a foul going after the rebound. Now that one actually went on Pierce. 6-team foul. Each team now with 6 here in the third quarter.
Ben, it's a 14-point game. And I keep saying it, and because I know I've seen this team play better in Weston Ranch with a field goal and a stop. They're right back in it. There you go.
That'll help. Coylton and one.
When you allow a strong, dominant right-hand dribbler go to that hand, this is the result.
Coylton trying to complete the three-point play, and he does, and this is as close as the Cougars have been in some time. They're within 11.
And all of a sudden you see smiling, you see the body language, the shoulders broaden out. That's handling adversity, and that's what you want to see out of this ball club.
About a 3-second differential between the shot and game clock as we're into the final half minute of the third quarter. Let's see if the Cougars can get a stop. Anthony Roy has been very dangerous tonight. Drives and a great pass inside. Jalen Pierce with the finish.
When you're guarding somebody that's left-handed, don't let him go left. Force him right. Anthony goes left, didn't get the basket, but got the assist.
Good answer by Weston Ranch at the buzzer. Danye Lindsay puts home 2 more, and so we do have a ball game heading to the fourth. Dublin leads it 55-44. Fourth quarter coming up on NorCal Sports TV.
Recruiting boost, athletic, college placement service. The NCS TV Summer Basketball Camp. Go to NorCalSportsTV.com/camp to learn more and get your $100 discount off camp tuition. We had people sign up tonight, calling us right in the middle of the game. It was fantastic. Silicon Valley Sports, svsportsllc.com for more information. Practice timing, created by coaches, for coaches. The Maher Law Group, a professional corporation. Appreciate this 4-year support of Vincent R. Maher. Straight Sports, custom uniforms. Go to straightsports.com for more. Stand out from the rest. Fit Pro Go, most delicious shake ever. And American Asphalt, taking care of business for over 35 years in the Bay Area. It's been a long way back for Weston, but they are in striking distance, only trailing by 11. So they trailed 34-19 at one point. It got to a 20-point deficit, but they've stayed with it, playing with a lot more energy in the second half.
Well, how about this? They were down 34-19 at halftime. As you mentioned, they scored 25 points in that third quarter alone. But a traveling violation on Coylton to open up the fourth quarter.
Go next play. And they'll press and not make it easy on Dublin.
Into the front court, Jaden Saunders. And a nice look inside from Roy. Easy finish for Renane.
Couple of assists for Roy here in the second half with wide open looks and the Cougars not protecting the basket.
Lindsay can't finish, but he'll go back to the free throw line for a pair. Here's another look at that pass.
You got to protect the basket at a minimum.
Yeah, Renane got loose back there with nobody in between him and the basket. And Roy was able to find him underneath.
hit both free throws, you score when the clock is stopped, down by 11. And if Weston Ranch is going to come back, they got to get stops defensively, not give easy possessions to the Gales with wide open looks at the basket.
Better job that time as they guarded the inside pass, and a steal for the Cougars. Down the lane comes Weary, but they will call the offensive foul.
Second charge that Costello, and he saw this coming a mile away.
Good position, and the freshman called for the charge. And now they're going to dry up the spot.
Yep, most certainly. And again, there's an example of trying to come back all in one possession. You got the stop, spread the court, play with energy, share the basketball. When you go one-on-one and you make it obvious, you turn the ball over.
Costello inside to Renane. Shot blocked, but a foul against Weary.
And credit the senior forward of playing without the basketball in his hand and cutting to the basket, recognizing the opportunity. He's fouled and he'll go to the free throw line.
Renane at 6'6". One of three players on this Dublin roster at 6'6" or taller. Ryan Kent and Jalen Pierce both 6'7". And Renane hits both free throws. Push the lead back to 13. Pass too tall from Coylton. He was looking for Forbes underneath.
Two back-to-back possessions when they don't even get, Weston Ranch doesn't even get a shot off. And that might be okay in the first and second, third quarter, but you're running out of time, you're running out of opportunities.
Anthony Roy, step back three. Nobody's fouled. And he will get 3 free throws.
Little shimmy, little shake, stop and go.
And that's a good call. He got into the body there. So that's what happens when you make 4 threes. Guys maybe going to be a little over-aggressive on their closeouts, as the first free throw is good. Those were 3 sweet free throws.
Dude, I don't know if he even hit the rim.
Roy, he just picked it up, shot it. You can tell he's got that nice shooting stroke. And the lead suddenly back to 16 for Dublin. Another empty possession for the Cougars. And now the Gales can really start to run some clock. 6 minutes to play. Saunders turned back out, still 18 on the shot clock. Here's Renane. Bounce pass. That wasn't a good one, and it's taken away by Coylton. Three-pointer comes up short. Saunders looking to push. Spins away from the defender and lays it in.
Played a lot of varsity basketball games, and he had the ultimate confidence on that possession. Chance to make it a 20-point game and put this thing away right now.
Nice pass, and Renane tried to throw it down. So did Jackson. Neither one of them could finish. They were looking for the exclamation point, couldn't quite find it. And, of course, it leads to a 3 on the other end. And we'll have a timeout. Lindsay hits the 3 for the Cougars, and they're not quite done yet. Back within 15, 4:59 to go.
So a 15-point lead for the Gales after the made three by Lindsay.
That put an end to a 7-0 Dublin run. They had extended the lead out to 18. And now Saunders, Dublin moving the ball around the perimeter, working some clock. Saunders loses it out of the hands of Renane, but it'll stay on this end. Last touch by the Cougars. .13 on the shot clock. Open look for Saunders. He'll get a better look. And he knocks it down. Another three. Lead back to 18. And now it's going to be awfully difficult for Weston Ranch as the Gales have answered every spurt they've had here in the second half. And they're in firm control with 4:10 to go. Two-point jump shot on the way from Haley, rebounded by Renane. And an issue there with the shot clock as they will reset it to 28. We'll look at that step back three from Saunders. So 28 on the shot clock, 3:51 on the game clock. And Dublin has controlled this game. They lead at 67-49. Another three from Roy. Why not? It's raining threes. Anthony Roy has hit 5 of them, and it's a 21-point lead.
We're going to give him 6 because he hit the old-fashioned three as well.
That's true. So he's up above 20 points on the night. He also has a few assists as we've seen some great passes. We could really give him 7 threes because he was fouled on the 1-3 and hit all 3 of them.
Most certainly.
Bucket by Keon Forbes, and it's 70-51. Final 3 minutes here from Newark Memorial High School. Saunders attacks the rim and lays it in. And Tom Costello will take time for Dublin.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
After the game.
Practice timing, created by coaches, for coaches. PracticeTiming.com. Practice timing saves me hours every week.
(72-51), Dublin up by 21. 2:53 to go in the fourth quarter.
Who will be our Recruiting Boost Player of the Game? Ben Ross will have an interview with, I'm just going to take a wild guess.
I have a feeling
Anthony
I know.
Roy.
I have a feeling
not
that's
to
a
give
good
it away.
guess.
Not to give it away.
Spoiler alert. I have a feeling it will be Mr. Roy. 2.5 minutes to play. Favor Pitts with 7 on the shot clock. Throws it off the front rim. And rebounded by Pierce. And shuffling the feet was Malik Jackson for a travel.
I was just going to say, if I'm Coach Costello, I'm going to get my guys off the floor and get some fresh uniforms in the game. And that's exactly what happens.
Yep, good opportunity to get a little playing time for some of the reserves. And there's a steal for Giovanni Gardier, but he lost the handle going up.
I got it. I don't got it.
Even he is laughing about that one. You can afford to laugh when you're up by 21 late in the fourth.
And that's going to be one of those little, let's have some fun with it when we watch film. And it'll probably get brought up four more times by his teammates the rest of the season.
Now here comes Jalen Pierce. Pierce to Gardier. And they'll slow it down for Devon Jackson. Pierce gets himself to the line for a pair.
And Pierce has done some good things today, coming off the bench. And nice to have some size to be able to bring off your bench. And Pierce does a lot of small things well, and those are always important, especially for role players coming off the bench.
And he knocks down his free throws to make it 74-51. And Pierce will come off to some high fives and handshakes on the Dublin bench. Impressive outing for the Gales. They've looked good on both ends of the floor. And they've been in command tonight. Gardier thought about the three. Into the lane. The floater too strong. Offensive rebound and a nice pass to Caleb Oden. And it's put in by Chauncey Villagrana. So now a 25-point lead. 76-51 as we're into the final minute.
It was 55-44 at the end of the third quarter.
And by my Cal math converting skills.
See, that sounds so much better than my Chico State math.
Well, now I'm putting my college on the line if I mess this up. I've got 21-7 for Dublin here in this fourth quarter. That's how you close out a game. Shot bounces right back to Pitts. He's fouled with 28.6 to play. So Weston Ranch, moving forward, will have Gavin Wilburn back, and certainly that will change the look of this team. And we've seen some good things from tonight. Clearly they've got some scorers, guys like Coylton and Danye Lindsay.
But and Johnson.
And Johnson, yep. 6'5", good size. But tonight belonged to the Gales of Dublin. Driving down the lane, Alonzo can't get it to roll in. Offensive rebound, Ryan Kent. And a held ball. And it'll be Dublin's ball on the alternating possession. They'll just dribble this one out. And Dublin will come away with a 76-52 win over Weston Ranch.
You have been watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
So Anthony Roy is our recruiting boost player of the game, and shortly our Ben Ross will have an interview with the lefty swingman for the Dublin Gales. "26 points, made a lot of threes, distributed the basketball, and I believe only missed one free throw." Anthony Roy. And Ben Ross is with our recruiting boost player of the game.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris. I've transformed down to the court. Anthony Roy, our player of the game, brought to you by Recruiting Boost. 26 points, Anthony. Seemed like you were feeling it early on. You hit those early threes, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. At what point did you know that you were having a big night?
Yeah, it's just confidence. Confidence is key. I know after I miss shots, just to keep shooting. I mean, it doesn't really get to me as far as like the points. I'm just used to scoring, I guess. So I don't know. Once one shot went in, I just knew like another one would go in.
And just as a team, I mean, you guys had a really big night. In control, pretty much start to finish. What were you most proud of from your team's effort overall?
Oh, we boxed out. We rebounded. We've been practicing hard. I think we won this game on the defensive end.
Moving forward, how big is this, and what do you think are the expectations for you guys this year?
As far as this year, we got big goals. We want to win league. We want to win NCS. I mean, we just want to win. So, as a team, that's our biggest goal.
All right, that's Anthony Roy, our player of the game, brought to you by Recruiting Boost. Anthony, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Chris, we'll send it back up to you.
Thanks, Ben. From Newark Memorial High School, where Dublin beat Weston Ranch 76-52 to win the final game of the NorCal Tip-Off Classic. You've been watching NorCal Sports TV thanks to our crew, Jason Green, Ryan Castaneda, Sean Wilkerson, Jason Brown, Ben Ross, and our director, Dion I. And I really want to praise Dion for putting these 14 games together, because we have another tip-off marathon going up at Sacramento. So great job by Dion. I'm Chris Babcock here in Newark. Good night, and thanks for being on the show. That's you, boss.